Well, come on in, y'all. Michelle Jackson, wink, wink, winking. Waving to True Artiste. What's going on? Taisha, what's going on, sister? Kiki, what's going on? Williams, what's on? Ready. Come on now. Put Caldwell on me. All right, try this again. Okay. There we go. Hey, Ms. James Etta. Good evening to you. Bishop Baltimore, appreciate you as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, as much as I watch YouTube, like I can go down a YouTube rabbit hole with the quickness. And I watch all these different content creators, and they always have their subscribe button, flowing across the screen, and they're like, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Just go into whatever I'm going into. I need to start doing that. Like, hey, make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, we gonna have a night tonight. Okay, Ebony, we are both good. I appreciate you asking. Hope all is well with you and yours. Ramonica, how you guys? Kino, thank you. Hey, Kendra, multiple color love to you. Foxy lady, well, pick me up some socks and some beaters. I'm in desperate need of both. Thank you, appreciate you. Biz about Ruru. What's going on? Quiet Storm. What's going on? Appreciate it. I was trying to have something going on for y'all. Sheila, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? Charles Evans, what's going on, sir? Chef Sky, so high. Oh my, what's going on? Oh, tithes and offerings, thank you. Beautiful Coco, what's going on? Woo woo, woo woo, woo woo. What's going on, Poppy? Good to see you. Vernon, what's going on, sir? Yes, attend to the chicken. That is African American priority. Appreciate you. Late money is better than no money. We good. You should never have to run like a chicken on a Sunday. That's, that's ungodly. Hey, slut. I started to do a fake out title, you know, like I did the other night, like, I'm gonna beat that bitch ass, so I can get all the viewers in here and stuff like that. But I was like, nah, that's false advertising. I don't want to be that person. I'm not a clickbaiter. I like it's in Looper, and their titles are always like the tragic story behind uh fill in the blank celebrity's life, and then it's just talking about how they had a relationship and they broke up, and that's it. And it's like, okay, where's the tragic part? Who doesn't break up? But so I was like, I'll be truthful in my title. Dr. Snowden in the house. Yeah, I'm late. I apologize. I was supposed to go live. Hey, I was supposed to go live Friday, but and I was going to go live in between my normal shift and the OT that I had been doing all last week. But I was tired, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna catch me a nap real quick before I do this OT. And then I was gonna do it yesterday. But what had happened was I messed around. Friday night I didn't get off until thank you, Keno, appreciate it. I didn't get off work until 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I was back up at like 5:30 in the morning, something I had to do real quick, and messed around. I couldn't go back to sleep. Tried, couldn't go back to sleep. And so I just stayed up, and then I had to be working 10:30 in the morning. And so I was dragging through my day, and the longer the day went on, the more I wanted to cut somebody out, because like everybody was getting on my nerves because I was just tired as hell. So I got off at 7:30. I think by 8:15 I was asleep, and I didn't get up until this morning. So I was supposed to have been here 2 days ago, so I apologize, but I'm here, we're good. So yes. Shade. I'm just looking at the comments with Poppy and his chicken. I do not eat dark meat. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. It's just not my preference. I prefer a breast or a wing any day. If I gotta do dark meat, I think I'll take the leg before I take the thigh, because at least I can the tendons and the ligaments and stuff like that, and where it get dark, it freaks me out. Like, but at least with the drum, I can pull off the meat and stuff like that. I'm weird, but yeah. But if you give me options, I'm going for the white meat every day. So, that's just me. Oh, shucks. Thank you. Oh, shucking. Thank you. Appreciate it. I can't do the dwarf meat. Closest I did to like really eating it on a regular basis is when I don't know, everybody ain't gonna catch the reference, but Church's Chicken on Tuesdays used to have a leg and thigh combo for 99 cents. And I'm sorry, 2 pieces of chicken for 99 cents. I braved through it. I toughed through it, and and did the thing. But yeah, give me a breast and a wing any day, breast preferably. Which, given how I live my life, is kind of contradictory. But hey, who are we to judge? You know what I'm saying? I like the leg and wing. Get straight to me. Man, you ain't seen me with a breast. I'll be like, these two fingers right here. Oh, y'all see my $10 million ring? I got it custom made by this place called Le Hormart. Le Hormart. You know, you can only pronounce it if you're rich. You can only pronounce it if your bank account got 7 figures and you're in a certain tax breaker. So I went to Le Hormart and I got my diamonds. You know, they were homegrown and handmade by Vietnamese women in Chicago, and they went blind, putting them together and putting them in the setting, but they said it was worth it because it was a thing of beauty for a thing of beauty. So get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Yeah. There you go. All right, I got some people, some white meat people in here with me. I appreciate it. Hey, Kimberly. Don't start no mess up in here, so okay? It's the Lord's Day, okay? It's the Lord's Day. We're going to behave, okay? Thank you. What's going on, Robin? Appreciate you. Every time I come on here and this thing start acting up, I'll be like, I'm gonna buy me a laptop. Buy me a redundant. Good uses lovely other setup I got, and nation associated with anything JO through. Exactly. Oh, Jesus! It's and y'all know how fish called Wanda got her ears fat pierced, and said she went out and bought this big huge earring and was shocked when they said she couldn't wear it yet because you gotta let your shit heal first before you start putting foreign objects in holes, okay? I mean, I know you live your life the way you do, but it's not always good to put foreign objects in holes quick, okay? Sometimes you got to wait until it's safe. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. But anyway, so this is what he want to do. This is what he want to be, and it was funny talking about 900-pound man all them rings in his ears and stuff like that. But who done without got an ear piercing? But I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know about it. Don't forget to glue an old earring on top to make it more luxury. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Auntie.
The MDX.
Start trying to click these comments because every time I do, it gets stuck. So, meet your family. Come on, pescatarian Coco. I'm not a big beef person. Like every so often, I might want a burger, and every say that's a blue moon. Every silver moon, I want a steak, but but I'm not big on red meat. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is chicken and fish. I don't know if I can give up chicken though, because chicken is just so lovely. I mean, you got wings, you got breast, you got tenders, you got boneless, you got nuggets. You got chicken salad, baked chicken, broiled, roasted. I don't know if I can give that up. That would be a major sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Tainer, you ignorant as hell. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo. A, B, 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 B. All right. So, let me pull up my notes here. So, okay, let's get started with our review. I'm going to come off camera because I'll be making notes, faces sometime when I be reading the stuff. So, I'll come off real quick. Sorry to take all my sexy away, but it's for a good cause. Turn this off. And window, to the windows, to the walls, sweat drip down my balls. Okay. All right. So, shout out to those who enjoyed, the review for one. Episode 3 comes out in about an hour, but I wanted to give y'all 2 just in case some of y'all actually wanted to go check out 3 for yourselves. So I wanted to keep this in order. So anyway, if we last remember, at first episode left off with this heated tension between Tamika and her mama / Tasha, because Tamika spilled the beans about Tasha and her husband allegedly taking her royalty checks. And I just say allegedly because we don't have proof, but if you want my honest opinion, I 100% believe that lady took that other lady's money. You know what I'm saying? Just, yeah. You don't get as emotional as Tamika does if it's a lie. And, gutter from the soul hurt. Anyway, so episode 2 picks up with the showdown and shout out to Funky Dineva because he started referring to their mama as Deaconess Wig. And I was so freaking tickled. So from now on, instead of calling her Mama G, her name is Deaconess Wig. So we pick up, we're at Deaconess Wig's house. She had put the cameras out because it was all good as long as we was ganging up on Tamika, and Tamika was the bad girl. But as soon as it turned from Tamika to Tasha, now we want to cut the cameras and stuff like that. And she told them to get the hell out of her house. So they're on like the curb on the driveway, and the cameras are like back by the door. So it's a long distance shot. Tasha's nowhere to be seen, but you got Mika and Wig still going at it. While Mika's daughter, her oldest daughter, Ocean, just kind of looks on. So Wig is still acting like she didn't know, and Mika needs to calm down. And we alternate between calm down and it didn't happen. So which one is it? Do I need to calm down because it happened, or did it never happen? Then all of a sudden she notices the cameras are still filming, so she yells them to cut the cameras off. Now, you told me to get out your house, okay? So we got out your house. And technically we own the property, but we outside. So I mean, what you gonna do? Put us out from outside? You know what I'm saying? And while that's your house that you live in, I'm sure you didn't buy that house. So technically, anyway, that's a whole nother tea. So she yells to cut the cameras off. The producers asked Tamika if Wig is upset because the cameras were on, and her response was yes, because she doesn't want people to know what Tasha did. So apparently, based on the conversation, nobody knew what Tasha and her husband had done outside of Mama Wig, Deaconess Wig, the people involved. Like her daughter that was there with her didn't even know. So it was brand new information to her. Her other kids didn't know. Her husband didn't know. And she said it was to the point where, like that year, they had some like tax issues or, some tax discrepancies. And Tamika had to lie to cover it up because it's like, okay, we got, $30,000 reported under your social security number and your name, what's going on with it. So she said she had to lie to her husband to keep from having to tell that truth. So even he just found out about it. He found out about it when we all found out about it, which is jacked up because you was about to put your marriage possibly in jeopardy trying to cover up for your sister. This is woo. So the scene ends with her and her daughter pulling away, and she is just bawling, tears all down the face. So we cut to Coco and her younger son Jalen talking about getting their nails did, and they was click clacking and stuff like that. And both of them got the acrylics or whatever. So although it's not confirmed at this point, we can assume that Jalen leans into his more feminine side because the lip gloss was very Lil Mama. It was popping. Like I said, the nails were not just hard with the click clack. Them boys was decorated and painted, and they was in their robes and legs crossed. So again, nothing's been confirmed, but Jalen is definitely leaning into his yes queen side. So shout out to Jalen. Super quick cut to Tosh about to do her makeup. Side note, so far out of all 7 of these girls, Taj is my favorite because she gives me the older sister auntie vibe. It's like chill, relax, hey, go on to get your food. Stop all that fussing. You know that ain't right. Sit down. Go ahead and talk it out. She gives me that vibe. So I love her. Plus, out of everybody, she is the one who has changed the least since they came out. She has held on to her youthfulness. So shout out to Taj. Again, quick cut to Lily and her dog child. Then our next longer scene is Candy Factory getting some food together for her visitors. Now we all know, just based on Housewives and all that good stuff, that Candy does not pass up a plate. So it is no surprise that if it's going to be an extended scene with Candy, especially if it's in one of her settings, there's going to be some food. I ain't mad at it. I can hang out with Candy. I know I'm gonna be fed. I'm gonna be fed well, so we good. Tamika and Tiny soon show up for a sit down. Candy asks where Tasha is, and Tamika once again breaks down. She breaks down what happened at the house. Apparently, from this scene, we find out that Candy and Tiny also knew because their surprise was that it finally came out, not that it happened. So they knew as well, which makes sense because it was Tiny's mama who started the whole thing about them being able to get the money and stuff like that. So she says she didn't mean to reveal that, but if you keep poking at the bear, something is going to happen. I'm with it. The mom stance, Deaconess Wig stance, according to Tamika, is that you don't know what she going. You didn't know what she was going through at the time. Maybe she needed the money. But keep in mind, Tamika was not only pregnant with her youngest kid, but she was also putting her oldest daughter through college. And this was at the time there was no more Tyler Perry plays, where she was singing and stuff like that. She wasn't working. So it was like, while we not strapped and we not broke, I still, need my money. And $30,000 when you're pregnant and you got a child in college, that can move some mountains. So, but Tasha needed it more. Okay, gotcha. Next scene we got is Tasha and Rocky. I don't like Rocky. I just don't. I just don't. I don't. He wants to know why his name came up in the conversation. Oh, nigga, because you was a part of taking the money. That's why. Plus, you're supposed to be their manager. That's why. Or you were the manager at the time. Tasha says her sister has a tendency to lie, probably referring to the Candy rumors when she was, going on her press tour and stuff like that. But according to gossip, Tamika only did that because she was trying to side with her big sister and honor the family. And here come Rocky with his profound quote: "When the truth is the truth, you don't have to defend it. That's why I call you the truth, because you defend yourself." You don't shut the hell up. Go, boy, gone somewhere. So Tasha is she's running with this narrative, which will come up later, that Tamika disrespected, and I put that in quotation marks, their mom. But the only thing, as far as we know, that she did was elevate her voice. We all grown. As long as I ain't cussing at you or cussing you out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all adults. It's fair game. Especially if you are part of jumping on me and you blaming me, yeah, you can get some level 10 voice too. So yeah, where I leave off at? Yeah, so the only thing she did, as far as we know, she elevated her voice. So Tamika plays a message left by Deaconess Wig, blatantly taking Tasha's side, saying that she needed to humble herself, that she hurt her sister deeply, and then saying she doesn't have enough God in her to calm herself down and listen to righteousness. Where the hell does righteousness come in? I mean, just because you sticking to your lie, that ain't righteousness. Just because you went to church Sunday don't mean you full of righteousness. That means you went to church. So I don't know where righteousness came in. She did all that all before coming out with the threat, and this reminded me of Mama Joyce threatening Todd a couple of years ago. I think they had just got married, but yeah, talking about, if I hear about you jumping on your sister, there is nothing in the world to keep me from kicking your tail. What the hell? How we go from humble yourself, I don't have enough God in me, and I need to listen to righteousness, and then we flip to you threatening me all out the blue. Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. So then Tamika said, admits that she, in the past has always sided with her sister against Candy and Tiny for loyalty's sake, trying to respect blood and, honor the family. Family get you fucked up before anybody else out here. Sometimes the best taught lesson is a bought lesson. So, All right, next extended scene is Lily and her older sister in Lily's apartment. So, we find out that their mom and dad both passed away when they were younger. Like, I think Lily was in her early 20s when her parents passed away. Her mom passed away first, and then a couple of years later, then her dad passed away. It was 4 of them all together. I think Lily is the youngest. So her and the oldest sister shared a twin bed growing up. I can't even imagine. And her first big dream, like when she got to be an adult or, got some money, was to be in the position to buy herself a bed. Not a house, not a car, not to get wigs and furs and red bottoms like a certain St. Louis hoe. She wanted to buy herself a bed. So Lily got pregnant at 15, and she worked 2 part-time jobs because, of course, at 15, you can't work a full-time. So she worked 2 part-time jobs to take care of her daughter. And then at night, her mom would watch her baby while she would go and record with SWV working on their eventual demo. Okay. We go to Tamika and Taj outside, sharing a little moment. I like their energy, their bond. Other than Candy and Tiny, Taj and Tamika seem to have the closest relationship, where it's very genuine, very sisterly. Clearly, it's taking a toll on Tamika because again, she's shedding tears. And again, if you faking, if you lying, is you can tell when somebody's lying when they're trying to get garner sympathy and stuff like that. And her story does not change; it stays consistent. She ain't like a certain somebody with that old ass story about raising the dead in the hospital room, snatching out tumors and polyps and hoses out of people. Tamika's story stayed the same. That's all I'm saying. Um, she said in tears, confessing again to blindly following Tasha for years. And she says because she felt that it was the only way to gain her mother's approval and love. If she backed up Tasha, went along with whatever she said, then it was all good. But if she went against Tasha, that meant she was going against her mama. So she was the outcast. And Tasha gives her some sisterly advice. The scene ends. All right. We get to Tiny's house. One of Tiny's houses, because apparently this hoe got 5 houses. I ain't mad at it. So she's in one of her houses. Her lake house. Wanda, you wish you had a lake house. You ain't even got a condo that was supposed to have been built in December, and we about to go on April. Okay, anyway, so she's setting up for a meeting with the group, and Tamika and Kandi pull up. And in the scene, I noticed that Tiny looks a lot better without a whole bunch of makeup on her. Like when she piles on that makeup, I don't know, it accentuates the work that she's had done in her face. But when she's just around the house, a light little beat or whatever, she looks good. She looks young. I'm like, you need to stay with that look. Okay, so we got the 3 of them, and they're in the kitchen. They have a good relationship. And then we got Tasha arriving late, and you immediately get a sense of distance with her. And when she comes in the house, the atmosphere, it just turns. And it turns for us as a viewer, so you can only imagine what it's like in person. Okay. So they're all in the kitchen, and then she comes in, and it was something subtle that I noticed on like a second watch. So Tiny was fixing, everybody drinks. She apparently she likes to experiment with different drinks and stuff. So she was fixing champagne sorbet mimosas. Okay, so everybody had their drink. And so Tasha says she would go wait for her drink to be brought to her instead of being in the kitchen with everybody else. So are you that important / is your attitude that nasty where you can't even stand in the kitchen with your group mates that you've known for 30 years while you wait on the drink? You got to sit in the other room and let your drink be brought to you. All right, see where did I leave off at? So she's just adding fuel to the fire with that attitude, and you've had a stank reputation for years, and it just keeps getting more substantial as different things happen, and you open your mouth and all that good stuff. So the meeting starts. We're talking about management. So apparently they moved on from Rocky, and they got separate management. Kandi suggests that they get new representation because the manager they have now, coincidentally, wink, wink, are good friends with Tasha and Rocky. No conflict of interest there. What's the worst that can happen? Huh? Kandi asked Tasha about her feelings about the subject, and at first she's just kind of sitting there with that look, that look. And eventually her response is, I need to pray on it. Okay, I need to pray on it. That is the fake Christian religiosity answer of the decade. Yep, I need to pray on it. cut to Candy saying that she never directly answered the question. And as the show went on, I noticed that when certain questions came up, Tasha never answers directly. She always beats around the bush, runs around the bush, hides behind the bush. She never answers directly. But Candy said she never answered the question, saying she needs to consult her brain, aka her husband. Right then, shady producers, we quick cut to one of Tasha's confessionals where the producer off camera asks, what will it take to mend things with her sister? Soon, before the question could even get out fully, here come Rocky, Captain Saberho, come running off, and he whispers something lengthy in Tasha's ear, and why he and then producer asks what was being whispered. Rocky answers and says, I told her what she needed to say. Bitch. Oh, okay. You told her what she needed to say, because it ain't like she a 50-year-old woman that, can function on her own. Now you going ham on your sister, but you can't even think and speak for yourself. Your husband got to speak for you. Okay, so it may be, and it just dawned on me. So maybe Tasha can't function as a solo person. She can't function as an individual because she got to team up with her mama to go against Tamika. She got to speak what her husband speaks. She can't speak on herself. But all of a sudden, you boss up again big and bad when it comes to your group. It should make sense. Okay. So back to the meeting. The girls are trying to get Tasha to open up and talk. She says there's too much dysfunction in the group and things keep being swept under the rug. And so Tamika just flat out addresses her sister like, hey, let's just get to the bottom of this and just hash it out. Because, like, I'm tired of crying. Every scene I've been in for the last 45 minutes, my mascara running. I'm looking like a damn fool. I'm tired of crying. How about we just hash this out? Tasha refuses, saying she is not doing this in front of everyone, and she's not having this conversation until you rectify things with my mother, which Tamika immediately picked up on, talking about my mother. My mother? Don't you mean our mother? Now Tasha talking about R. I corrected myself. I corrected myself. I'm sorry. Tamika points out that Deaconess Wig has nothing to do with this, and before saying that she doesn't know this person sitting in front of her, she says all cold shoulders, and she said, I don't recognize my sister anymore. Where's my sister? And only reply was and y'all are very familiar with it. It was oh wow. Really? I hate that. And then they do some flashbacks to happier times when they were actually sisters and Tasha was a regular human being. Then Tasha just, she gets up and she makes her dramatic long exit. She puts her glass down on the floor. She gets up and she turns around. And to me, when she was bending over, quote unquote, to get her purse out the chair, to me, because she turned all the way around and bent over, she was giving them her ass to kiss. That's just me. Nobody else picked up on that, but I did. Saying, that she and Mika need to talk, but it ain't gonna be here, and blah, blah, blah. And she continues to make this whole thing about Wig being disrespected by Mika. Again, Tamika didn't disrespect that lady. That lady disrespected Tamika. Again, when Tamika was explaining her side of the story, Wig leaned over and whispered to Tasha, she's just jealous. If that ain't disrespectful, and then we ain't even gonna talk about the message talking about I'm gonna come find you and kick your tail. That ain't disrespectful. Okay, got you. And I noticed that she waves in any argument. Tasha loves to waive all accountability. It's all what the other person said. It's all what the other person did. You know what I'm saying? So after all that, we get a nice scene with Taj at her house because SWV went on tour to South Africa. Say what you want, them girls they stay touring, they stay getting a tour check, and we all know them tour checks are pretty nice. So shout out to y'all. So she lives in Nashville, and we get some good quality family interaction with her husband Eddie and her son Eric. Eric is going to senior year in high school, so she like, I want to be here for that because this is the last year and this is going to be the first year first. So she was like, she wanted to be there. I like how she says that while she loves her group, she loves singing, she loves touring and performing. She said when she gets to that door, SWV is left on the porch. She becomes mom and wife. And she was like, it's all about her family. Perfect. Being able to separate business and job from work, not bringing all that strife and stress home. Your home is supposed to be your peaceful place, your palace, your sanctuary. So again, that's why Taj is my favorite. We shoot over to Coco's house. She lives in Virginia. We get some more family time, this time with Jalen again and her mom, Lady Tibba, who I never noticed there's a super strong resemblance to Coco. I didn't see when they were younger, but as they get older, they are looking a lot alike. And it looks like her mama's, lost some weight. And I think she might have had some touches done to the face because she looks younger than she has in the past. It could be the weight loss. I don't know. The jury's still out, but she looks good. That's the main point. They all live together, apparently. Excuse me. They were just randomly talking, and Coco asked if her mama's boyfriend been over, and that ain't none of your business look came on her face. And then Coco went one step further, talking about y'all be hunching, and her and Jalen crack up, and her mom was like, "Look, don't make me open up the Bible and put a verse on you. Like I'm still your mama, all right." I thought it was funny. So, some of us knew, some didn't, but, we learned that her mom was a session singer when Coco was younger. She, sung for Dionne Warwick and Luther Vandross and stuff like that. But they grew up fully in the church, which is funny. Okay, so doing session work for the worldly singers, but I guess you balance that out by spending all your free time with Jesus. So, they grew up in one of them houses where they didn't listen to secular music at all. But like most church kids, they end up hearing the worldly music through their friends at school and stuff like that. And so when she started hearing the R&B and stuff, she was like, hey, that's what I want to do. That's how I can do that. So apparently when SWV first started, Coco lied to her mama and said it was a gospel group. And her mom was like, oh, yeah, so praise God. And, it was all good till, like, they actually got signed and contracts started to come in. And it was like, well, you know how I said this was a gospel group? Well, instead of singing Jesus, we gonna sing baby. So it's like, instead of Jesus, I love you, it's like, baby, I love you. But other than that, it's all cool. And she said her mama really wasn't here for it. Like, until Coco bought her mama a car. And then it was all good. And the way Coco laughs and they let the laugh play out, because it was like an extended laugh, and then they cut the scene. You kind of get the implication that it was like, oh, well, as long as you treating and as long as you buying, I'm good with whatever you do. But that's just me. We get Jalen talking about getting into the stew. Apparently it's short for studio now. And we get a flash. We get some clips of Coco's oldest son, I forget, as AKA Lil Tracy. He was the inspiration behind her 99 hit Sunshine, which still bangs. I still love that song. And I guess he's an emo rapper and is somewhat successful online because she was talking about, I don't know what streams are, but apparently he got 1 million streams. So I guess that's good. Sound like somebody out of touch mama. Seems like Jalen is wanting to go into music, and Coco's a little hesitant, I guess based on her experiences and stuff like that. Plus, it seems like previous talks surrounding, his next move was him becoming a dentist. So the scene leads off with mom and grandma subtly trying to keep him, focused on the dentist path, or at least not going down the musical path. He just kind of looking like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't hear you. Oh, we go back to Tasha and Rocky house. I don't know why we got to go back to their house. So just off rip, started the scene. This man is doing way too much. Let me see if it's making a difference. Come on. Okay. Yeah. So he's doing way too much. She comes down the stairs and it's bright as hell outside. So you just think, maybe it's like, I don't know, about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. He got on t-shirt, jogging pants. She got on this sexy lingerie. She got on a little titty and a little titty jacket to go over it. Man, what y'all doing? You getting ready to sit down to breakfast. Your ass ain't Beyonce. This ain't the Partition video. So she come down and he already gassing her up with compliments. Ooh, sweet thing. You this and blah, 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 blah. But when they embrace, they don't face each other and kiss. They do this, that brother and sister arm hug. I'm trying to stay holy. I don't want to touch you because you got a wife, you got a husband. It's right here. And then he leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. And I was like, that is very awkward, especially seeing as though you got on a titty and your titty jacket, trying to be sexy, but you give me the good job, teammate, shoulder hug. I didn't get there. Let's see. So they sit down to breakfast, and the conversation somehow goes from the fight with Tamika to her dealings with Kandi. Like, why does Kandi figure into this? So according to Tasha, their main beef has been Kandi feeling away whenever Tasha led a song while they were singing. Now, Kandi does a speak on it. She did speak on it for Housewives. So after the episode premiered, she would do a speak on it, and she would, break down the episode, get some behind the scenes tea and stuff like that. So she's also doing that for this show. And she brought up that she was supposed to have been upset because Tasha was singing leads. She broke down the discography of Xscape CDs. On the first CD, I think it was, let's see, just putting this off the top of my head, 12 tracks. 2 were like little intros through JD. 4 of them, they all shared lead songs. So that's 6. 6 down, 6 to go. Tasha sung 1 lead out of 6. Kandi sung the rest. We move over to the second CD, Off the Hook. Again, I'm gonna say 12 tracks, 1 non-group intro, maybe 3 songs where they all did lead. So that's 5. 5 out of 12. We still got 7 songs left. Tasha got 2 songs to lead, which left Kandi with 5 songs. So if I'm singing the bulk or the majority of the leads, how am I jealous when you sing a lead? Make it make sense. All right, so so According to Tasha, Kandi would feel away whenever Tasha sang a lead, and then Kandi was the young one trying to make her way. And I'm like, okay, why are you putting shade on that? That's admirable. And I'm really noticing a pattern of how Tasha, when any beef with Tasha comes up and someone else, the talk again is always about the person's actions, never hers. There's never any accountability. So everybody in the world is just starting stuff with you, and you the perfect little angel, minding your business, praying to God, fasting and praying, feeding the homeless, catching your bag, and everybody's just messing with you and bullying you. Does that sound familiar? Let me find out. Wanda got another inspiration. Watch out, Nene. Let's see again. Okay, so we go back. So in this little scene, we kind of go back and forth between Tasha and Rocky at her house, and then Kandi, Todd, and DJ A1 at the Candy Factory. So Todd mentions things not changing with the group Escape until Tasha is honest about her feelings toward Kandi. Kandi says the dislike started in their youth and has gone on so long that she can't pinpoint the origin of the beef. Todd sums it up perfectly, and I don't know if anybody's peeped it, but Todd is shady as hell. He keep it under wraps. He keep it low key, and it doesn't come out sassy, but he's shady as hell, and he cuts to the white meat. He summed it up by saying that Kandi represents everything Tasha wanted to become but couldn't. Kandi represents everything Tasha wanted to become but couldn't, starting with the solo career. Ow. I know that one hurt on replay when Tasha saw that. So we go back to Tasha and Rocky. He asks if she feels like Kandi dislikes her. And once again, she can't give a clear answer. She's like, saying it's something that she dislikes about me. For real, normally when there's a beef, there's something about the other person that you dislike. That's not an answer. That's common damn sense. I mean, could it be your funk ass attitude, perhaps? Your diva-nish without the diva backing? Okay. Cashing checks with no money. Tasha talks about back in 98. 98. Come on now. That she announced that she was going solo, and everybody was happy but Kandi. And Kandi's viewpoint was that she wasn't going to return to the group, which I can understand, because at that time it was right after the Off the Hook album with Who Can I Run To and Feel So Good and all that good stuff. They were at their commercial peak up to that point. So it's like, we need to keep this going while the momentum is heavy, while we are out here. This is 97, 98. That was like pinnacle time for R&B and hip hop. That was some dope ass music came out between 97. I'll say between 97 and 99, some great music that I still listen to this day came out. So it was like, why would you want to go solo while we're at our peak? You doing a disservice to us. If it wasn't for us as a collective, you wouldn't even be known enough to be trying to go solo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with her. You go solo. If you go solo, and if you are a success, you're not coming back. You're gonna pull a Justin Timberlake. You can go and have mega success. You ain't gonna think about us. NSYNC who? Escape what? Yes, I escaped that group, and now I'm living high. So I ain't with her. I'm with her on that. And then she says, for some reason, my project was shelved, and then within that same season, that same time frame, Kandi got signed and released her album. It just seems like a coincidence. should be noted that Tasha was signed under JD and So So Def. Her contract was with So So Def. Kandi was signed directly to Columbia. It's a big difference. That's a subsidiary label who's got to wait for money to funnel in versus the parent company where the money just comes. So I can see why Kandi was able to get her album released, and it was released quickly because she's signed to the parent company. She don't have to wait for a whole bunch of approvals and then trickle down. That was your fault. Because Kandi effectively cut out, some extra levels and chains of command. Smart. So we go back to Kandi, her confessional. She feels like Tasha has some side plans, and that this whole argument and hesitation to commit to this tour is a mask for whatever she's planning. Good foreshadowing. Let's see. All right, I already said that. All right, last scene of the episode, we go to Motown Gospel in Nashville. That don't even sound right. Motown started out in Detroit, Motown. It eventually moved to LA, okay? Motown Gospel in Nashville, whatever. So now we got somebody else referred to Tasha and her husband as Rocky and Bullwinkle. Cracking up. Look here. I like Todd. He's short. She's short. He seems to be a very loving and dedicated husband and stuff like that. He is quite easy on the eyes. He got talent. I was always here for their marriage, and their marriage has lasted the longest outside of Nene and dearly departed Greg. Their marriage out of all the housewives marriages has lasted the longest. So, they must be doing something right. So shout out to Todd. But let me get back. Okay, yeah. So Rocky and Bullwinkle, they're meeting with a few executives regarding a possible solo album, right? So we got a male and a female exec. So the male exec is pretty much doing all the talking. So he brings up being able to balance solo career with group expectations and, how that works. And we see Rocky turn his entire body to Tasha Bullwinkle, like, well, what you got to say about that? Pretty much putting all the focus and energy on her, even though you are her manager. So wouldn't you know these plans? Wouldn't you be able to speak? I'm sure you arranged this meeting, but why are you going to turn to her? Red flag. She, once again, not giving a straight answer, says that she may have to choose one or the other, which, leads to the male exec concluding that Escape doesn't know that she's planning on going solo. To which, again, she's like, where's all this when you're dealing with your sister? Okay, so all right, so she once again says she may have to choose one or the other. She reluctantly answers no, that they don't know. So this, of course, visibly concerns both executives, because they like, okay, you want us to put our backing and money into this solo album, technically your first solo album, you 75 years old, and you ain't even communicated to your group that you might be going solo. That's questionable, because now I'm questioning your thoughts, your intentions, your motives, how you handle business, how you handle business relationships. All that is coming into thought, and is all reading on their face. Rocky, while they doing this, he has this stupid ass grin on his face, like before he ultimately throws her under the bus, saying, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought she told him." You are her lover and her secretary, working every day of the week. You lay in bed with this woman. Y'all share a house. y'all didn't discuss this on the trip to Nashville from Atlanta. Nowhere in that flight or that drive did it come up. Do the girls know? Nigga, you are her manager. How did you not know? All right, so they asked Tasha to sing a little. Oh no, they asked if this was intentional, and we're back to dancing around the answers. Tasha looks at Rocky for approval or for the answer before saying something about, I like to pray and get it done before I start talking about it. Or hush. So then we asked Tasha to sing a little something. I'm like, why? And when she opened her mouth, I felt like I needed to put on my running shoes because of all those runs and all them Wanye. All that she did. Now, this was only like a 15, 30-second snippet she did, but she, when I first saw you, I felt, just sing the damn song. Remind me of that old episode of The Simpsons where they went to the baseball game and Bleeding Gums Murphy was singing the national anthem, and his rendition lasted 45 minutes. Like it went from daytime to nighttime by the time he was done. That's what this reminded me of. So we did that, and then apparently looks like we got a deal. I mean, we did have a deal because her album's out right now. But this should be interesting to see how this plays out. But not before asking what this means for Escape, with Bullwinkle talking about, that's the question of the night. I don't know. I can't stand you, your mama wig, your fugly husband. I can't stand none of y'all. The only one I like is your son. That's because he don't say nothing. Can't stand none of y'all. Tater, you just hating. You just jealous. That's all. But it's just not Latasha Fergie Scott. I mean, let's see what song. Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. I was out of breath doing that, man. My girl. And every performance since maybe the second album, she just takes that inch and she ran 35 miles with it. And it's like, okay, yes, we know you can sing, okay? We got it. You ain't got to do all that all the time. I mean, we singing Happy Birthday, and this 15 minutes, the cake didn't got wilted, the candles are melted, the ice cream is soggy, and we still talking about how old are you? All right. So, so far this is good. We 2 episodes in season. Episode 3 airs tonight. I probably won't go live tonight. I'll go live tomorrow because I'm off. So I'll go live tomorrow with episode 3 review. like I said, I'm starting to like this review thing. I wanna try to grow it out some more and do some more one-off episodes. Like if y'all want to review like one of our classic black sitcoms, like a certain episode, you know, like I'll take A Different World when Whitley was getting ready to get married to Byron, and we had the 2-part episode. Like if y'all want to review certain episodes, we can do that too. You know, so let me know in the comments. Like I said, trying to diversify. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feed the bear can't get upset and get a stomach ache. So, you know, not that I don't mind antagonizing people, you know, and poking the bear, you know, but it's good to have a break from that stuff, from the unnecessary bush and drama and all that good stuff. So, like I said, you know, you silly. Is this longer than the episode? You know what? I'm literally about to put your ass on a timeout. How about that? Think about what you did. Think about what you done said. So episode 3 seems like it's gonna be interesting because I think we have a breakdown moment with Coco's son, Jalen. He's shedding some tears. We get a revelation about Coco living with bipolar disorder, and I think we get Taj breaks the news to Candy in the group that Tasha's going solo. So this should be interesting. So, all right. I know. I will say though, I'm messing with Tainted, but a lot more happened in this episode than the first one. The first one was just like the introduction, so I guess we was kind of saving the drama and stuff like that. So this review was longer than the first one because it was a lot more to unpack, and I'm sure it's probably going to be like that for the next 4 episodes. So, you know, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with episode 3. You guys have a great night. Love you as always, and thank you for supporting.